Hello, my loves. Welcome back to Chemistry with Kismet Tarot. I am Monica, the Kismet Chemist. If you are new to my channel, welcome to the family. I am honored to have you. If you are returning, welcome back. I have missed you. So this is a reading for Pisces rising signs for Scorpio season. Scorpio season starts October 23rd this year. And this is the day in which the sun enters into the sign of Scorpio. And this Scorpio season is a massive change and transformation kind of season. Anytime we move through Scorpio season, it is a transformative time. It is a time in which we are moving through the energies of that major arcana death card, that releasing and relinquishing of the old ways of being to give way for a new birth, a new way of being, a new person that we want to be, or way of moving in the world. Sorry, I got distracted by Willow. She's chewing on something. Give me just one moment. All right, guys, I apologize for that. She was chewing on, I think, a stick or a leaf that she brought in from outside. She's my little forager. Right, baby? Yeah. So we were talking about Scorpio season, and what Scorpio season is it's a shedding of the old ways, a shedding of the old person, the old persona, the old mindsets, things that just don't fit anymore. Now, this particular Scorpio season, we are closing out the eclipse cycles from, I want to say they started in April of this year. And through these eclipse patterns, we're really being given the opportunity to release things, to welcome in change, to welcome in newness, to welcome in a whole new cycle in our lives and in the world. Now, if you guys want to know a little bit more about what it means to be a Pisces rising, I did do that as the intro for the Libra season messages. So you can absolutely go back and watch the intros to the Pisces messages from Libra season. This Scorpio season, what I did was pulled runes. And if you're new to the channel, let me explain the runes. So throughout the month of October, because of spooky season, I'm working with the witch runes. And it's something that I've been learning together with you all so that we have this experience together. Each of the runes signifies a different placement in the moon phases and placement within your charts. But as I was preparing for doing rising sign messages, I actually got a message about using the Elder Futhark runes as the overall rune energy. And this was a way of blending two different modalities of divination, of insight, of wisdom into one so that we can all understand that all of these different things that we think shouldn't flow together actually do flow together in our lives and in the world. That everything here is just a tool for our own personal growth so that we can start seeing things outside of the lens of this is this and that is that and start blending them together. And if there is any mutable sign who is just a master at blending things together, it is you, Pisces. You are the master at, you know what, I think this and this and this are going to work together. And the rest of the world can tell you that's ludicrous. And you go, yeah, but just watch. And then you do it. So you guys are, because I have so many 12th house placements, I do know in a very familiar, very personal way how this Piscean energy really likes to flow through this, flow into one's psyche. And this is something that truly was inspired by that Piscean energy in my chart. So thank you, Pisces, because you guys are literally like the forefront of doing this. Your overall rune energy, we have here the rune Dagas or day. And as I was sitting with this energy, I got the meaning of this is about awakening. It's about enlightenment. It's about having this dualistic revelation where you actually realize the duality in all things. And you realize what it's like to bring those dualities into one, into a singularity. knowing that it's still dualistic. It's like black and white blended together. It's living in the gray area. It's a very beautiful thing. I also got an opening of the third eye. Now, many of you Pisces likely have your third eye already open. But there's, it's almost like what I'm seeing in my third eye is actually, it's like there's been like this layer covering your third eye that's just kind of being peeled away. So, if you go and get, I don't know if you have ever gotten like a face mask or anything like that, and you just peel it off, like a peel off face mask. It's kind of like your third eye was getting a face mask. This is very strange, but it's like spirit was like cleansing it. It was like your third eye went to a spa day. And through Scorpio season, that face mask that your third eye has been given, that cleansing, that rejuvenation, that renewal, it's now being peeled away. So this can feel a lot like an initial third eye awakening. It can feel a lot like all of a sudden you're seeing things that you've never seen before, but this is a normal and natural thing I'm hearing. So some of you may have felt as though you're not quite seeing properly. Like if you're trying to connect to your third eye, say you're, and this is more for my psychics, my intuitives. And I know that everybody is psychic and intuitive, but I'm talking to those who do this on a regular basis, who really utilize their gifts on a daily basis. It may have felt a lot like you were sitting in a Two of Swords energy for quite a while. And that's a card that keeps popping up in my awareness, is this Two of Swords energy. So you may have felt this way, as though you're sitting in this Two of Swords energy. And the message that I got as I was preparing for your pile was the blindfold opens the true sight. I'm actually seeing someone choosing to meditate with like an eye mask or with a blindfold on. If you are thinking about doing that because, say, for instance, you find yourself opening your eyes during meditation and getting a little distracted, or you want to experience a new level of meditation where you actually block out the light, Spirit is encouraging this because it will definitely help you. But before I go let my pups out, we're going to go over what each of the card sections are. So we're going to go through the 4 primary moon phases of Scorpio season. So we have the first card, and it is October 25th with the partial solar eclipse in Scorpio. And this is happening in your 9th house. So this is going to be focused on your spirituality, your expanded perspective and envisionment. And we have the card Samhain, and it's the card 18 with the moon rune. And then we are going to be moving into October 31st and November 1st. And it does have a crossover because of the time frame in which the moon cycle is hitting. And that is actually for Samhain. And we have the card 5 of Wands as well as the male rune. And this is for the first quarter moon in Aquarius. And then we're going to be moving into the full moon total lunar eclipse in Taurus on November 8th. And we have the devil card with the star rune. And this is going to be in your 12th house where we are focusing on the self. This is going to be the 3rd house where we're focusing on your communications in your interpersonal relationships as well as within yourself. And then we are going to be moving on to November 16th with the 3rd quarter moon in Leo. And this is happening in your 6th house. So this is about your work, your career, how you take care of yourself, and how you give to yourself in order to give to others. This is the Knight of Pentacles and the Eye rune. Now, I apologize if you guys can hear all of the Chewbacca noise and the wrestling in the background. That would be Willow and Jade wrestling with each other, but they are begging to go outside. So without further ado, I'm going to pause the video. We're going to transition over to the new moon partial solar eclipse in Scorpio and get through the messages. And I do want to let you guys know we are focusing on the eclipse energies instead of on the new moon, full moon energies. So I did pull the eclipse charts because Spirit led me to focusing on that more powerful energy. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, Pisces, we are back. So this is all about October 25th and the new moon or partial solar eclipse in Scorpio. Now, like I said before, this is happening in your 9th house. This is about expanding your spiritual perspective, expanding further into who you are on a spiritual level, your soul, your spiritual gifts. Sorry about the chaos. We've got Willow here with us this morning. Say hi. Good morning, baby. So this partial solar eclipse in Scorpio is carrying with it a temperance and hierophant energy. And this is based off of the numerology of the day in which it's falling. This is about alchemizing the past structures for a new beginning. Now, this particular solar eclipse is actually beginning a new 56-year eclipse cycle. And those are called Sorrow series. And each eclipse happens every 18 years, and they occur in the sign of Scorpio. That means that this one is happening in the first decan or the first 10 degrees of Scorpio. Anything that you have within your natal chart in Scorpio, in the 9th house, in the first 10 degrees is going to be hyper highlighted during this time. Even if you don't have anything, this is about that rebirth energy within your psyche, within your spirit, within your expansiveness. This is about transforming the Scorpion energy into that higher awareness, either into the eagle, or you could even go directly into the Phoenix energy, and only you are going to know where your soul is at on this journey. But this is about healing the sting from the past when it comes to how you love yourself and your belief in yourself and your faith in yourself, and how you view these things through the lens of loss of love from the past. So say, for instance, you were in a really horrible relationship that literally made you question yourself. And now you're able to heal that by seeing the truth of who you are and your worthiness of being loved, and how wise and full of spiritual awareness you truly are. It gives an opportunity to forgive the pieces of the past of ourselves so that we can really heal this. Now, you guys are working with dagas. You're working with enlightenment. You're working with awakening to the truth of who you are throughout this entire Scorpio season. This is a very powerful time for you. During this partial solar eclipse, we do have 2 planets or placements out of bounds. We've got Mars out of bounds and Black Moon Lilith out of bounds. Now, with both of these being out of bounds, this out of bounds energy is literally the planet saying, we are not going to follow any of those astrological rules that you want to place on us. We don't believe it. We're not doing this. This is not how we operate. And they don't follow those. So all we can do is really tap into their energies and ask, what is it that you're teaching us? Now, Mars being out of bounds in Gemini, Mars is coming up to his retrograde cycle. And if you want to be prepared and work with the energies of Mars's retrograde cycle, it's always better to be prepared and to work with the energies rather than working against them, because that's how you maintain that beautiful level of divine flow in your life. So this is, and the reason why I mentioned that is because my Mars retrograde guidebook is out and available on Amazon. The links are in the description box, so make sure that you check that out and get your copy today. It is available on paperback, ebook, and Kindle Unlimited. So don't miss out on that. And everything is in full color, so you can see the charts and the aspects and everything that are going on as well. So we've got Mars out of bounds, making this harmonious trine energy with the sun and the moon, as well as Mercury in Libra. So we are being gifted this opportunity of energies that give us creative solutions so we can transform how we communicate to bring it more into balance between the divine masculine and divine feminine energies within us, and bring that balance into communications that we have during conflicts in our interpersonal relationships. It's such a beautiful energy. And this is coming directly from your soul. Your soul is learning these things during this moon phase. Or rather, your soul is more imbuing your mind with the awareness of it. And then we've got Black Moon Lilith out of bounds in Cancer, and this is in your 5th house. And this is making a trine with the sun, the moon, and Venus, all of which are in Scorpio, your 9th house. So this is that self-expression and the expansion of how how you really creatively express yourself. Now, you may have felt as though you couldn't do this in the past. So you are learning through Black Moon Lilith how to nurture and mother yourself and your heart from the losses, the lack of loyalty. Sorry. Willow is literally attacking her tail right now. And feeling of being abandoned into the murkiness and getting trapped in the past. And now you can set an intention and a purpose to free your heart from that so that you can free your voice at the same time. You may have gone through a childhood in which you felt like you could not express yourself. You were shunned or told you were wrong or told that you were too emotional or too this or too that. And this is really giving you the opportunity to take yourself out of the energy of being too much for someone else and how much you are worthy of yourself so that you can heal this and nurture yourself in a way that you may not have been nurtured. It's one of those things that I tell myself about some of my relationships, but it's also something that my husband and I talk about. Is sometimes people love us, but they don't know how to love us properly. And if we don't have the opportunity to talk about these things in an open, communicative way, there's no way that we can grow. So we have to learn how to love ourselves the way that we need to be loved and know that when the right people are in our lives, then we will receive that same love. Now, Pluto is in Capricorn still, and this is of the utmost importance during this, because Pluto is at the critical degree of 26. And Pluto at this critical degree of Capricorn, this is the last time Pluto is making this transit over this degree. It is the last time that Pluto is making a full transit through the sign of Capricorn. All right, I'm going to let Willow out quick. Okay, I apologize for that, guys. This is how it goes during the day. When it's just me at home, the dogs are like in and out, in and out, in and out. Go lay down, Jade. Lay down. Go lay down. Go lay down. Good girl. They get a little curious. Okay, so we were talking about Pluto. Pluto going through the last transit through the sign of Capricorn, because Pluto will start doing the crossover time as he transitions into Aquarius. And this is something that I absolutely love about Pluto, is Pluto really takes his time when he moves through signs. He really is that very thorough teacher who is very adamant about covering the same lessons and doing reviews. I think of him much like a college professor who just really focuses on making sure there is that buildup of awareness, that buildup of information. So he will do a lot of reviewing in order to get us to the next phase. Now, as we are moving forward through this time frame, this critical degree, Pluto is hyper amplified in the skies. And I know I myself am feeling Pluto. Pluto is sitting in my chart and that hyper amplification. We're all feeling it in our own unique ways. Now, Pluto is squaring off with the Sun, the Moon, Mercury, and Venus. And this is covering both Scorpio and Libra energy. Pluto is asking us to realize that the true purpose of transformation and healing is about a means to heal ourselves. It's not about being seen outwardly as a success, even though sometimes we may want to be like, look how much I've healed. And I know I've done that myself. But it's not about being seen outwardly as a success. It's about realizing what we are here to do. We are here to heal. We are here to expand our souls. We are here to elevate our awareness. We are here to be the change. We're not here to be praised for the changes we've made, but to show other people that they're capable of making these changes. Now, the tension that Pluto is putting on the Sun, the Moon, Mercury, and Venus is going to feel like our minds are under pressure, in like a pressure cooker energy, so that we can turn the corner of how we bring our change out into the world if we choose to surrender to the pressure. It's also the tension to transform the past structures so that we can come into a greater awareness of how to be more emotionally grounded and verbalize our emotions in this life. It's literally about taking the edge off of the words that we speak about ourselves and about others, and how we speak to others about them and about ourselves. It's taking ourselves into a new way of having this level of emotional maturity, emotional intelligence, emotional awareness. This is about a new cycle of a wholeness of our individual selves in the world, embracing the mystery of life in wholeness and creating a balance in the world and the collective by showing, just literally by showing the world what it's like to live in balance and wholeness. We don't have to always sit and do everything. We just are meant to embody these things and speak about them. That's why I love what I do here so much, because this is the first time me sitting here and channeling like this and me writing my books the way that I do. It's the first time where I don't feel like I force anything in my life. It just feels like it is a natural thing. And I don't feel like I need to be doing, because I just sit here and I let the energies come in. I let them flow through me. This is what we're being asked to realize collectively during this solar eclipse, is that we can allow things to happen. We can sit in the state of our wholeness and really engage in our creative inspirations and just let ourselves be creatives and know that everything is going to work out because it's meant to. We're just meant to embody ourselves the way that we're meant to be. So during this partial solar eclipse, while that's all the collective energy, you are working with this Samhain energy and the moon. And this Samhain energy is actually representative of the moon phase, but this is about your higher self. Your higher self is literally really, really, really diving deeply into the darkness, into the transition, into the awareness. You guys may be going through a mediumship awakening. You may be going through a lot of spiritual gift awakenings. I'm hearing past life awakening. A past life awakening is when you start waking up to the gifts that you had in past lives, but you also start waking up to the revelation that a lot of the things that you carry with you have actual links to past lives more than they have links to this life. That is a good thing. I feel like I need to just assure you that's a good thing. When you get to that stage, then you're healing past lives. You're not healing this life. That means that you've already healed this life. And now it's 22:22 on the clock. So take that as a confirmation if you've been seeing a lot of 222s, because that's quite a powerful confirmation for me. Now, you're in this energy of really embracing the darkness, embracing the mystery of life, embracing your intuition, your psychic gifts. It's literally like you came to the table ready for it, especially during this moon phase. And if you are not feeling this energy right now, this is what spirit is telling you to embody. And not just spirit, but your higher selves in particular is telling you embody this energy. Look directly into the heart of mystery, the heart of what we call illusions in this world, and see the truth, because you have this gift of being able to just pass right through the energy of illusion and see the truth. Also, this is a great time for you to really connect deeply to your soul. So in the past, what you're coming out of, as far as the energy you're coming out of, we've got the 3 of water. And this to me is your higher self saying, I really was reveling in this wisdom, this awareness, this emotional upheaval, but this emotional cleansing energy is what I get from this 3 of water card. Now, I want you guys to remember with this deck in particular, the Book of Shadows deck, this as above cards don't operate quite the same as the major and minor arcana cards. These operate on a different level. And these energies that I'm picking up are coming directly from your higher self. So your higher self is letting you know that in the past, it was kind of like she threw, like, your higher self, and especially the divine feminine higher self, because I'm seeing a lot of divine feminine energies. It was like she was tapping into this understanding and awareness on a higher perspective so that it could be funneled down. And I know this is a bird bath, but I'm literally seeing it as like a funnel down from your higher self into your awareness. And now you're in this energy, this 10 of water energy. And this talks about the crossroads. And you can even see this total lunar eclipse. So this is literally like connecting you to the prior lunar eclipse energy that happened in May. And with that, you're now learning how to blend these energies together. You're learning to recognize. This talks about Hecate and really being into the darkness, into the unknown, embracing being at a crossroads, embracing being at a mystery point in your life. It's kind of like you had a moment where you just felt the sunshine and then you were like, you know what? I felt the light. I felt the light so strongly. Let me go into the dark. And that takes bravery. That takes confidence. That takes clarity. That takes a strength of heart and soul that not many have. And that's what I'm seeing for you, Pisces signs, especially is that you literally were like, okay, I experienced the bright side. I want to go into the darkness. And I want to go into the darkness because I want to understand all aspects of things. And that's that dualistic revelation that you had is I can experience the light, but I have to be able to experience the darkness as well. And most people do this in the opposite way. But I'm seeing you did this in a very different kind of energy. It's like your higher self was like, I want you to be infused with this positivity, this awareness of the light, this brightness, because afterwards, we're going to go to the depths. But you're going to have the strength of knowing how connected you are to the heavenly realms, to the ethereal realms, to those higher energetic realms, so that when you go down into the darkness, you're literally going to be the embodiment of Hecate. You're going to be the embodiment of the 3 in 1, the maiden, the mother, and the crone, the witch, the seer, the wise one, the elder. You're going to embody this and you're going to be the torch carrier, and therefore others will come to you. This is again why I said you may have mediumship abilities awakening. Now, moving forward, you're asked to go through this transition so you can move into this one of water, which is the chalice and the athame. And this is about the blending of the masculine and feminine together into one. This is about unification and harmony. This is about blending that Mars energy with the Venusian energy. This is literally about taking what you know of yourself and your divine feminine and meeting her, bringing her energy, that divine feminine, soft, receptive energy into the outside world. Now, I want to remember, I say her and him here, but it's not gender specific. It's energies. So we have our frame of reference. We need to use that frame of reference solely because it helps the rational mind understand what the soul already does. This is a blending of your divine masculine and divine feminine. This means you're being asked to lead the charge. You're being asked to be the forefront of the blending of these energies. And you are the sign that blends things. You blend the day and the night. You blend the black and the white. You blend all of these things and live in that gray area because you know this is the right way to do things. And you know that it can be done. You are the one that knows how to blend the masculine and the feminine in a way that just other people wouldn't necessarily think of, but that you do and you know. And so this is saying that as you feel as though you're 3 in 1, remember that 3 in 1 is 1 in 3, and all of them are unified together. I actually wanted to say 3 in 1 and 1 in 3, all of them are unified together in harmony. And that to me sounds almost like a spell. It may be something that is like an affirmation that you can say. But there is this energy of putting them all together, bringing them together, melding them together. Now I'm getting mermaids and dragons when I'm looking at where you are being called to move into. Okay, so let's get some further messages because I kind of feel like your messages are going kind of haywire here. And if I continue working with these cards, I think they're going to because I'm channeling so many higher selves and it's going to appear differently for all of you. So this is a message directly from your ancestors. This is the Samhain Oracle, and all the ancestors really wanted to get their own messages through, and so I just wanted to make space for them. And then these are from your spirit team. So let's see what your ancestors say. We have Dark Moon, 13. In the dark of your heart lives a new breath waiting for you to release its ghost. See, look, we've got the Dark Moon and the Dark Moon. This is literally about you realizing what you have within you and ready to release certain things. Your ancestors are saying all of this stuff that you've been holding on to, it's ready to go. It's ready to flow out of your life. But you are ready to go into that darkness now because you understand the light. And because you understand the light, you can go into the darkness and take anything that you need out of it. But again, it talks about releasing its ghosts. Some of you may be very, very strong mediums. You may actually be awakening to the gift of sight, physical sight, seeing physical entities, seeing physical light orbs, physical spiritual entities, anything like that, that may be awakening within you. And your higher selves and your ancestors want you to know that this is a gift of your soul and not to be alarmed. So let's see what we've got from Spirit. We have reconciliation. Yeah, it's literally like a piece of your soul is coming back. You're coming back to yourself, but you're also reconciling the two aspects of yourself. And then we have the card 16. Love is all around you. There's love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this is truth. And I'm seeing her shrouded in darkness here. And she's literally like the center of light. That's me telling you you're the torch. So you're really reconciling your soul with the past selves of you, your past self gifts, and gifts that you may have been afraid to awaken to and embrace. These are now coming through. But she's surrounded in this darkness, but she's the light in the center. So you're really going into this darkness and you're learning how to blend all of these things together. You are the light that shows people that there is love in even the darkest of places, and that we are meant to love ourselves. Even the darkest of places within each one of us is meant for love. So let's finish off your messages. We have give in to passion. Ooh, buddy. And then 42, homeward. Take yourself out on a date. With this homeward card, I'm actually getting you like, I'm actually seeing you kind of like dancing in nature, going outside, getting in touch with Mother Earth, getting in touch with music, getting in touch with, the birds and the different animals. And I know in the Northern Hemisphere, it's getting colder out, and that like those kind of days are fewer and further between the further we get into the season. And I live in the Northern Hemisphere and pretty far north in the Northern Hemisphere, so we don't get very many warm days moving forward. However, I'm seeing that the more that you give to yourself and the more that you connect to the light and beauty and Mother Nature all around you, the more you actually temper this. If you look at the cards, there's actually a beautiful balance between light and dark on the board right now. This is saying that it's okay for you to release these things, to allow yourself to dive into the darkness, because you carry the light within you and you know how to reconnect to that at any given point in time. Now, I can't help but be caught up by the birds that are so prominent on these cards. So you may have a lot of bird messengers. You may see a lot of different birds. You may have repeated messages from birds. I know for me, my primary ones are like the blue jay and the woodpecker. Hawks, crows, and a bald eagle. There's a bald eagle that follows me around. But these are my primary birds, but when I say primary birds, I do mean constants. Oh, and owls, definitely. But I do mean constants. I see them in the outside world. I see them in my visions. I see them like in the cards when I draw cards. Those are my primaries. So what are the birds that are the most constant that you're seeing? The ones that make you go, that's been around for quite a while. I wonder what that means. Go find out what that means, because there's a message there for you. But I'm also seeing that it has something to do with spiritual messengers and really learning how to ground into a calm state as this stuff flows through you, as this peel and layer of your third eye comes off, as you start seeing through the veil of the illusions, and even the illusions that you may have created based off of relationships in the past that made you doubt yourself. There's so much going on for you during this partial solar eclipse, Pisces. There is so much, and it's going to be different for everyone. But especially for you guys, I am seeing such a huge awakening and awareness and just revelatory information coming through. And I want you guys to really, really embrace it, really dive deeply into it, because your higher self is like, no, this is all very watery, very emotional energy. all of this is really helping cleanse your emotional body of everything from the past. All of those past structures and belief systems that have been based on these negative emotions are ready to be cleansed for a new beginning to occur. So let's pause it and we're going to move into the first quarter moon in Aquarius. Okay, Pisces, we are back and we are on the first quarter moon in Aquarius. This is happening in your 12th house. And with this being in your 12th house, this is about the self. Now, the 12th house is the house of your primary rulership. So it is the energy that you are the most familiar with naturally. However, what we're talking about when we talk about the self in the 12th house, because it is the house of spirituality, this is actually about learning how to get to that part. It's about learning how to peel back the layers. And this is a common theme for you guys this season is the layers, peeling back the layers, getting to the heart of things. So we are peeling back the layers of perception of the self, the layers within the subconscious mind, and getting to the heart of the matter so that you can really connect more deeply with the collective unconscious, but also with your own unconscious mind and what you're here to help the collective unconscious with. Now, this is Samhain, so we are working through lessons of the soul with the first quarter moon in Aquarius so that we can heal the hope of the heart and the faith that we have in oneself so that we can find our truest place within the world and the collective. This is such a huge, huge, important energy. Because we are working through Samhain and the thinning of the veil, Samhain and Beltane, depending on which hemisphere you live in, this is the thinning of the veil, the opening of the gateway, the portal energy, so that we are being called now to connect with our ancestors of the soul. And ancestors of the soul are not necessarily about the ancestors of our bloodlines, but people that we connected to on a soul level throughout history, throughout our many incarnations, so that we would be able to forge these alliances and these communities and these connections that would last beyond the life that they lived. Ancestors of the soul can be anything from starseed souls to souls that are here incarnate and souls that are not incarnate here and exist in the spiritual realm. They are the ones that our soul calls to for solace, for home, for comfort, for awareness, and for help when we feel lost and alone. These are the souls that rise up and bring us to where we're meant to be, that bring us this awakening and enlightenment of the truth of who we are and help us to open up our connection to each other. And this connection comes directly from the third eye in the heart. So we're being asked to give gratitude for the struggles that our ancestors of the soul have gone through, prior to us, so that we can learn to heal ourselves and our ancestors and our descendants. Now, there was a message that came through during one of my recent pick-a-cards about ancestors and how we are being called to remember that we are the ancestors for our descendants right here, right now. What we do matters. The roots that we set and the seeds that we plant and the changes that we make in our lives and the things that we heal and the patterns that we overcome, all of this, when you may go through a dark period and you say, what's the point of this? Why does it even matter? The reason why we do this is because someday someone is going to look back at their ancestry and say, I'm related to this person. Like, oh my gosh, imagine what I can do knowing I am related to this person, because this is who you're choosing to be in this life. You're choosing to see yourself as the ancestor for your descendants. And it doesn't matter whether you have, I need to say this because I just got this energy that like hit me like I'm not going to have kids. That doesn't matter. Someone in your family line is going to have kids and you're still going to be connected to the family line. I have an ancestry chart that spans so many cousins, and I have met cousins that are like 18 generations back, twice removed, and yet they still consider everyone family who has descended from this one person. It's important to realize that our family and our bloodlines, like, they expand so much. Our souls are so expansive and so connected to so many other lives that you can either choose to fight against this energy, or you can see that you have so much more love and support everywhere and start setting down the roots and planting the seeds to do things differently so that someday somebody does look back and thinks of you in a sense of honor, of duty, of awareness and awe. Like, oh my gosh, that's something that, everybody talks about non-attachment. You can be as non-attached as you want, but you're helping the future generations in this way. So this isn't about attachment versus non-attachment. It's not about ego. It's about knowing that someone somewhere is going to look to you for inspiration down the line. No matter how much we think that this world or time isn't linear, put your brain into a linear time frame for a minute and think about the fact that the choices that we make have results and consequences that are so much more far reaching. And this is something that we are being hyper amplified in the skies. There's excessive tension and triggers right now during this moon phase to make us aware of our choices and their results and consequences and how far ranging they are so that we can bring in greater clarity to how nurturing and being empathetic with ourselves and with others truly diffuses tension and anger to triggers and brings deeper loving energy into our families, both physical and spiritual families. This is about the gifts and blessings of freedom found through healing the self from the pains of the past. Now, we're being called to remember this, and I don't know why I feel like I need to push this. Actually, I do know, and I will explain it, but I need to push this so strongly so that you understand. This is about learning that there are other things at play. There's a much bigger picture at play. So when you feel like you cannot continue moving forward, like you can't keep fighting through all of this, like what's the point of it? Think about the fact that someday someone is going to look back and be like, that person kept going. They kept pushing forward, and so I can too. You are saving lives by continuing to move forward in this journey and on this healing path. That's what you need to hold on to. I am saving lives doing this. You may not ever see the lives that you save, but you are saving lives. And oftentimes, these lives that you're saving, that we are all saving, have everything to do with our descendants, the people that come after us. There is a quote that came through, and it's from a book series called The Fever series, written by Karen Marie Moning. And it's a sci-fi fantasy romance series that I just absolutely love. And it's about the dark fae and the light fae and the walls between the realms of fae and humans. And it's just a wonderful book. But one of the characters in it, Jericho Barons, he says, stay to the lights. Stay to the lights. And he says this because there is a dark fae that's called, that is essentially a shadow. And the shadow is like this big bubble. And if you walk into a darkened space, the shadow can come and actually suck the life out of you and leave you as just like this husk of who you used to be. And nobody will ever be able to figure out who you are because the only thing that's left is identifying factors, but nobody actually knows how to get there. And there's a lot to it. But essentially the point of this is stay to the lights. Remember that when you shine a light on the shadow, you shine a light on what is actually projecting that shadow. And once you see what's projecting that shadow, then you know where to heal, where to love. And that light that you project onto the shadow actually obliterates the shadow so that you are left with a piece of yourself now that can be brought into the whole. I apologize. I had to yawn. There's a lot of energy that I'm working through right now. Like I'm getting like the hiccups and the yawns. And I did have somebody comment there on one of my videos about that being me like alchemizing energy and healing energy for you guys. So I think that's pretty cool. Anyway, we do have the moon making a parallel with Pluto and Capricorn during this time as well. Again, but this time we're going to take Capricorn and the houses out of this factor because it's when we have the parallel energies, it's just about the archetypes of the planet. So this is about an emotional transformation. It's about the awareness of the calling of the soul that can be one that brings greater healing through the knowing that the darkness brings blessings. Also, the magic is what we make of it. So we choose how magic is going to be in the world. We choose whether we're going to engage in and magic in whatever way, and that emotions are meant to be blessings of this experience we call the journey of life. So this is about learning to see the magic in literally everything, that when we go into the darkness, all we come out with is blessings, awareness, and that when we are emotionally triggered, it's because we are tied to something on an emotional level. And this is something that's so important because of the energy that you're coming into this moon phase with. So we have this whole moon phase is about balancing the truth of the self through knowing the light within. It's that stay to the light's energy. Now, you're coming into this moon phase hyper triggered because we've got the 5 of Wands and the male symbol. So this is you really being triggered more so by, I'm getting Mars. So that you guys may really, you may actually have your natal Mars in Gemini. If you do, definitely get this book because you can be hyper triggered by Mars retrograding, and it gives you a lot of greater awareness and solutions to how to heal this. But for others of you, there may be something that you feel as though you have been fighting against or fighting for or fighting to create or fighting to bring into your life. And it's this fighting energy that I'm getting. And maybe since, say, I'm going with June 21st because that's what's on the calendar. So this would be since the summer solstice. So if it may not be necessarily that exact date, but since this past summer, there's something that you have been fighting for. And it feels almost as though you've been up against walls everywhere. Every which way you turn, there's walls, there's obstacles, there's challenges, there's turmoil. And this makes a Mars energy feel very, very, I feel frustration, and it's not in my solar plexus. It's like in my heart chakra, like the center of my chest feels knotted. Like there's this knot of frustration that it's like, I will not give in to hopelessness. I will not give in to hopelessness. And that's what I'm feeling in my heart chakra when I look at these cards here. So in the past, you guys were working with this Knight of Swords energy. And this is telling me that you had a lot of ideas, you had a lot of inspiration, but you just didn't believe in it. And you likely didn't believe in it because you were stuck, surrounded by all of this conflict. And now you're being asked to move into this phase, or not even being asked, but this is your present energy. It's like you just kind of went, fuck it. I'm like, screw it all. I'm going to throw caution to the wind, and I'm just going to step into my natural divine feminine energy because I'm done with this. I am done with this mental anguish. I am done with this constant turmoil. I am done with this fighting. But your divine masculine is still kind of on that push train. And I have this fist out, and that's kind of how it feels like, let me push through. It's like there's a wall here. I can beat it down. And I don't like that energy particularly, but I do understand it. And so I know that it is something that Spirit wants you to be aware of here, that you're feeling, that you're experiencing, and for you to know that you're not the only one. But being in this divine feminine is actually helping you learn how to become more receptive. Now we've got the Knave of Chalices, which is where you're moving into. So as you tap more into your gifts and become more receptive, you're actually going to move into the Knave is actually the Page. So you're going to be moving into this, anything is possible and everything is possible. And look at what I can create, and look at who I am, and look at how wonderful and mysterious and mystical and everything that all of this is. And that's what I get from this Knave of Chalices, because it is the Page of Chalices. And that's one of my favorite cards, because it's like that little kid wonderment that you have inside of you that you haven't allowed yourself to really feel. You're learning how to tap back into that. And with this High Priestess energy, it's kind of like there's a lot of mirroring between these two. So you're starting to see the places in your life that have mirrored your inner insecurities, and the places in your life that have mirrored your better nature. So you may be tapping into your 7th house a lot. And I know that we haven't quite tapped in or moved into your relationships. That's actually next. But I'm getting a lot of Virgo energy here. So you may be attached to a Virgo, but I do know that Virgo is your other half energy. And not necessarily like you're going to meet a Virgo and Virgo is going to be your completion energy. No, this is literally like when you look at your natal chart and you're a rising sign, you look at your descendant sign. And I know a lot of people are like, that's what you're looking for in a partner. But to me, that's what you're looking for within yourself. You're looking to identify this energy within yourself so that you understand that you are a whole individual. It's not about what you want within a partner. It's what you want within yourself. And so you're looking for your inner Virgo energy. And I just saw a light orb pass through. So I'm taking that as massive confirmation. So let's find out what your ancestors have for you. Coming of winter, and this has been happening so often, which doesn't surprise me because we are moving into the third harvest, which actually marks the beginning of the winter season. And not like the Yule season, like the winter solstice, but when the third harvest happens during Samhain, which is the moon phase today, when that third harvest happens, there is this understanding that we are now moving into the winter phase. We are now moving into the phase in which crops die and the hearth needs to be lit on a regular basis. And this is about the inner journey instead of the external journey. So it says it comes in lullabies deep within your mirrored flesh. Oh my gosh. See, just like I said, mirroring energy. Alas, it is time to lay your quivering chest upon the winter's coming. And this energy, like all of the ancestors, every time this card comes up with the ancestors, I get this awareness, this energy of they have gifts, they have blessings for you, but you have to go internal. You have to allow yourself to embrace the winter phase. And the winter phase is literally about purification. It's about coming clean. It's about finding that balance and finding that wholeness. It's about finding yourself, finding the reflection of yourself, finding the light within yourself. So let's take a look here. We have life purpose. That's what you're finding, this life purpose. And look, again, mirroring energy. Your life purpose is going to be seen when you see yourself. And then we've got 45, be supportive, make a genuine effort to show you care. This is not about you caring for other people. This is literally about you caring for yourself, caring about your life, caring about your purpose. You're learning how to literally balance yourself out and be supportive of yourself and embrace the supportive nature of spirit and the world. But there's so much mirroring here. You guys may be if you guys study human design, you may be a reflector or a projector. And that may be something that you haven't figured out yet. And I got to tell you guys, if you guys are one of those, like especially projectors, I can't speak to a reflector's energy, but I can speak to a projector's energy because I am one. That is one of the most frustrating things to understand is that you're literally like a walking mirror. You are a walking mirror of energy in the world. So it's one of the reasons why I do what I do. I can read energy because I am the reflection of that energy when I step into it. It's one of those gifts that I have that I had to learn how to navigate because it can be really frustrating. If you are interested in human design, go check that out. Just do a quick Google search. They have a lot of different programs that you can look. And I do know for me, I work with Divine Matrix. Just because I love the program and it has so much to it, but it does have so much to it. And so, okay, so that's just like a side note that I'm picking up here with so much of this reflecting energy. And the weird thing is because I'm picking up the reflection energy, I'm actually not picking up the reflectors. I'm picking up a lot of projectors. So I have the feeling that there may be quite a few projectors in here that don't realize that you're projectors. And so you're not living true to your authority. And it might help you. Now, remember that any kind of blueprint program like human design or gene keys or even astrology, it's just a blueprint program. You take what fits and leave the rest behind. It's the same thing as this. It's the same thing as this. If you want to cheat the system, cheat the system. Be true to yourself. Be true to what you know. Blend together whatever you want to blend together, but please know that you're not beholden to anything that you don't choose to be because your divine masculine will not hold for that. Like your divine masculine is like, F you guys, if you think that you're going to put any kind of limits on me, I'm going to do what I want. And that's a really beautiful divine masculine when it's in balance. So let's get your final two. We have connect with Gaia, so get grounded. Maybe connect with Celtic traditions, because it's like Stonehenge in the back, but it doesn't quite look like Stonehenge. And I just got this image of Ireland. And then card 8, wings. You never needed those wings to fly. See, this is what I'm talking about this reflection thing and this energy of like, it's like, I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to see myself how I want to see myself. There's such a beautiful dualistic energy here, because you've got literally connect with Gaia, and she has roots from her feet all the way down into the ground, and then you're flying. It's showing you that you can be both and neither simultaneously. You can be all that you want to be. You don't have to keep fighting against these things. If you're coming up against a blockage and you're like, what the hell is this? And you want to fight through it, and then you get really tired, go around the blockage. Like, I'm literally seeing like I don't know if you guys watched my imposter syndrome, but it's kind of like the hurdles, like, but you're the only one left. There's one track that's left, and there's 4 tracks that are open on this side and 4 tracks that are open. So you're right in the middle. You're the only one with hurdles. There are no hurdles. You don't have to keep leaping them. You can cheat the system, walk around it, like go to the other side. This is the beauty of something that's awakening within you. This awareness, this dualistic revelation is like, hey, I see the obstacle, but I'm not going to deal with it. I'm just going to go right around it. And that's what I'm seeing for you guys. And something that you guys may not have realized you're actually capable of doing. One of your life purposes is to be a reflection to others of how simplistic it is to overcome barriers by simply walking around them, by choosing to. You want to fly high and astral project, you're just naturally grounded in doing it. It's literally like you can be all and nothing at the same time. And this boggles my mind. My rational mind is like, this doesn't make any sense. But my spirit is like, yes, let's do this. Like, my spirit is celebrating the way that her arms are up. My spirit is like, let's do this, Pisces. So whatever this initiation, this step that you take in healing, this hope and this faith that you have in yourself, in like literally looking at yourself and seeing all that you can be and all that you are, this is literally like, I feel this buildup of like so many things coming in. You don't have to keep fighting because there are so many things coming in, and I can just feel excitement now for you guys. All right, let's transition over to the full moon and total lunar eclipse in Taurus. Okay, Pisces. So let's get real here. We are now on to November 8th and the total lunar eclipse in Taurus. This is a liminal or middle place of transformational change. This started in 2004. And we are going to be using this as the lens to look at. And I haven't done this with anybody else, but there's something here that feels like a lot from your childhood is just crumbling. A lot. Like a lot. We are working through your 3rd house. And this is supposed to be about your relationships, but this is more about your relationships in the terms of what your younger self, in particular your younger self, views. So the energy today is a 16 and 7 or a Tower and Chariot energy. We're being asked to think about a strong Mars in Cancer and allowing that to rise up. Now, you guys have been having problems with your divine masculine that I can feel. And this is about the true power of an emotionally aware divine masculine as a harbinger of peace. Now, the reason why I say this is from your childhood. So we want to look back. And you may not have been a child in 2004, but it may be that things started being triggered from that point forward since your childhood. And the reason why I'm saying that is because the Page of Cups to me does not feel like the Page of Cups normally would. It just feels like a younger version of yourself, like almost a teenage version of yourself as well. And along with this devil energy, like I'm just seeing a lot of childhood things coming up. So this may be a triggering moon phase for you, like deeply, deeply emotionally triggering moon phase. So let me give you guys the overall energies, and then we'll move through your actual messages. So Mars and Black Moon Lilith are both still out of bounds. They are making a parallel in the sky. And this means that they are working outside of all the astrological rules in entirety, not just because they're out of bounds, but just in entirety with this aspect. This is about us being able to transform the perception of a toxic divine masculine energy because of the potentiality of an abandoning father or some sort of energy where there's been some sort of discord with the father archetype. It also is about transforming the perception of a silenceable divine feminine. So we want to take the toxic divine masculine and the silenceable divine feminine, and we're utterly transforming that. We're giving rebirth by changing the inner fears that whisper lies in our ears. We're taking and illuminating the fallacies in order for us to be able to see beyond it. Now, this is about eclipsing the hardship mentality surrounding creation from the heart and soul to give way to a new illumination of the fertility that comes from being soft and the luxury that is personal growth to bring forth more beauty in the world. The message that I got is the missing piece of all creation is the heart. The true nature is that the heart is the beauty, that we can redeem our lives through the awareness that the painful stings of the past make us immune to the poison once we recognize the true strength in getting back up and sharing our heart's creativity. This is a moon phase that calls us to realize that there is a beauty in living as a conduit of energy, healing, and creation between the heavens and the earth. And then there also is an energy that helps us mediate the tension internally between our divine masculine and divine feminine through the purity and the innocence of the love of the inner child. And this, embracing that is where I feel like you're wanting to do. Like your guides are wanting you to do this. So we've got the sun, the moon, Mercury, Venus, and Uranus all squaring off with Saturn in Aquarius. And it is a calling for us to learn the lessons of change and evolution and the karmic blessings of the individual from the collective past through willingly modernizing and no longer holding on to power out of fear. Now, if you look at mythology, Uranus is the father of Saturn. Saturn is the father of Jupiter. And there is this pattern of fathers holding on to power out of fear of their sons, overcoming them. Now, this is an energy that I'm seeing actually for you guys, this devil energy. It's like, the devil energy with the star is literally like the mindset that you have that you can or cannot achieve your dreams. And it's based off of something that you heard in childhood. And I have to be very blunt with you guys. And I want to be gentle with you guys, but Spirit's like, no, this is hard truth time. So please understand that this is just the energy that I'm feeling from Spirit and your spirit guides is like, you need this hard truth because it's time to topple the tower. And it's not going to be a tower that you think it's going to be. This is supposed to be about your relationships, but this is about the perception that you have of relationships based off of your childhood. And there's time for an end here. It's an end to a perception of the ways that relationships are. Relationships aren't just about this or that. Like you don't have to choose one or the other. You don't have to choose your creativity over being in love. You don't have to choose these things. You are the sign that blends these things together. You don't have to keep feeling like there's no hope and there's no faith and there's no dream come true because no matter what you do, something is going to go wrong. That's not the case. It's time for you to realize that you are free to create the life that you want to create, the life that you've always dreamed of since you were a little kid. Create that life because now you can. It's about moving out of the mindsets that you've been stuck in. And that's what the tower is. You were trying to create in this energy, but when you were trying to create what you were painting, the pictures that you were painting were the pictures that were depicting something from your childhood that were not accurate for you. And it's time for you to tumble that tower because you need to move out of this. And in order to move out of the Ten of Swords energy, you have to move into it. And I'm sorry to say that, but it's the nature of the beast. You have to be able to move into the energy of, I now know what all of this feels like to stab myself in the back. And this looks like somebody else is running away. And on this card, it's like somebody else did it, but it's literally like, no, you've been doing this to yourself for far too long. You have been inflicting this pain and this perception and this mindset that you can't have this and this and this because it's not the right thing and it's not the spiritual thing and it's not what you're meant to do and it's this and this and this. It's this constant like limiting yourself and beating up on yourself. And it came from your childhood. It came from a toxic family situation in childhood or some sort of toxic friend circle in childhood. And this needs to be transformed. This is the time to transform it. Let this change. This has been an ongoing change since 2004. This is the time for you to allow it to completely die and realize that what you create from your heart is the one thing, the only thing, the everything. And even if that's I create love with this person in my life, that matters. That's important. So let's see what your ancestors say. We have Black Cat. Again, this is a collective energy, this Black Cat. The card number 7, there's a curious journey into the depths of the unknown, hidden so deep that only the brave will gracefully return with light in their eyes and shadow leading home. You see here, this is saying that it's okay for you to look at these things. It's okay for you to go through that 10 of Swords energy. Nobody wants to go through it. Nobody wants to go through it. But when you go through it, you come into this great inspirational idea of the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords is one of my favorite cards. I love the Page cards because there's such a youthful curiosity to all of them. And this is something that's trying to be awoken within you. But if you stay in that murky depth of your emotions and you don't ever allow yourself to clear your mind of things, you stay in that energy. Now you're being asked to bring the light forward to see where you have been hindering yourself from the past. Maybe you had like a really toxic relationship in high school. That's a possibility that I'm seeing, like just a really toxic relationship in high school. And it may have been like, I have to have this relationship or else. And I'm telling you guys, I used to have a relationship like that. I'm actually being shown that relationship in my third eye to correlate. That's what I'm picking up from this Devil card. And it's literally like I wanted to break up with a boyfriend when I was 14. And he told me that he would start rumors about me in order to keep me in the relationship. It wasn't a healthy relationship. Like, I know that. I understand that now. And I've let that go. But what the reason why I'm mentioning this is because sometimes we don't realize that we're in those relationships or that those relationships really are as toxic as they are until years later. And then we have to work through forgiving ourselves for ever being in that relationship, but you didn't know better at the time. And so it's okay for you to let it go because you didn't know better at the time. And so if you think about it in that way, look at how powerful she is. She toppled this tower, but she did it willingly, knowingly, forcefully. She chose to break this tower down because she knows that there is something better ready to be rebuilt. And that means that you're ready to leave all of this in the past now. And that's what you're being called to do. So let's see your other cards. We have financial health. I was picking up money. And then 42, rest and relaxation is essential. We all have a fundamental need to take a break. Okay, so for those of you who had a relationship, it may have hindered your connection with money. Others of you, you may have this belief that you're not capable of making money or you can't heal your finances. And Spirit is saying when you go into the darkness and the depths and you find these pieces within you that may not seem like they would be connected. Because I still like overwhelmingly am getting this childhood energy and this teenage relationship energy. And I know that that's what the card looks like. But there is just a very strong energy here. Sometimes you don't realize that these mindsets that get put into play in our lives from certain situations can impact other things. Sometimes you don't realize that something somebody said in a relationship can impact the relationship that you have with money. that can impact the relationship that you have with giving yourself a break because you feel like you can't. I know for me, and this is, again, I can only use my perception. When I look at this, rest and relaxation is essential. And I think about that same relationship is the reason I was a teenage mom. And this card was something that I didn't learn until my adulthood. I did not learn how to give myself a break until adulthood because I never had it. I never had that. No one ever taught me to do that. And because of that, my own relationship with finances, and see, there's that camera doing the confirmation thing. Because of that, my own relationship with finances has been in a very up and down battle. Now, you as Pisces risings are learning how your emotions impact your finances and how you move through the world in this state of I have to go, but you're being asked to take a rest. This is, again, I'm getting that mermaid energy that I was getting in the very beginning of the month. So let's get your other energies. We've got prayers and wishes and the card 26, feather. Think before you judge. Okay. So you guys may have been judging yourself and the wishes and the prayers that you have, like, I'm not worthy of this, or I shouldn't be asking for this. Or, they say in the spiritual community that we should be this way, and what I want just doesn't follow that. Don't judge yourself. This is something that I want to say I said it with you guys. If it's in your heart, it's in your soul, it's in your path, it's for you. I may not have, it may be that I said it to another sign, but this is an energy that's been coming through. If it's something that you know that you want, don't judge yourself for wishing for it. Don't judge yourself for praying for it. Give yourself the time that you need to really tap into this stuff because it's meant for you if you feel it in your heart and soul. It just is. This is part of your path. It's meant for you. Whatever it is, it's meant for you. And there's something here that has to do with creation. And living a life of a creative and being in an abundant, prosperous lifestyle as a creative. That's what I'm getting the strongest. But this is all I'm seeing for the total lunar eclipse. So let's move on to the third quarter moon. Okay, welcome back, my wonderful, wonderful Pisces rising. I'm giggling like an idiot because the Page of Swords is sitting right here. And what did I say? You have to go through the 10 of Swords to get to the Page of Swords. We are now on to the 6th house. This is November 16th and the third quarter moon in Leo. This is a 15-6 day, a Devils and Lovers day. So we are just coming from that devil energy. So you guys are ahead of the game here. And because you're ahead of the game, this is literally an insightful moment for you to realize that your third eye has you ahead of the game. So this is about really understanding and believing in love and love of the heart, love of the things that we're doing, love of the things that we're creating. Venus is at the 0 degree in Sagittarius now. And so this is about the belief in love taking aim for the future. Now, Sagittarius is your 11th house. So it's your, Sagittarius. Sorry, guys. Sagittarius would be your, 12, 11, 10th house. So this is your career sector, and we're working through your work sector. Yep. Sorry. My brain went, wait a second, screech. This is how my brain has been lately, especially working with mutable signs. It's like, gosh, your guys' energy is so great. I gotta say, I'm a fixed sign. So when I work with like mutable signs, I love it. Love, love, love it. All right. So we are learning how to really take aim for the future. Now, this is in your 10th house. So we've got a 6th and 10th house crossover energy here. The sun and Mercury are still in Scorpio in your 9th house. And Venus now moving into Sagittarius in your 10th house is squaring off with the moon. So what do we do here? These energies are making a tense aspect with the moon, with our emotions. What do? We look at the sun and the moon and how they're interacting with Mars. Mars retrograded in Gemini. Both of these energies are teaching us how to be flexible in our own view of the love and ways of speaking with the divine. The love that we have from the divine, the love that we have to receive from the divine, and the ways in which we speak with the divine through an emotional ease and flow so that we can find these creative solutions in our lives and integrate changes so we can embody the duality of being a shapeshifter. Now, you guys have this dualistic revelation energy. So this is really like you being like, oh, I can be a shapeshifter. I can do this. I can do that. I can do it all. I can have it all because I know I can blend it all together. You're coming to this finally. You're learning how to forgive the struggles and tensions of prior hierarchical structures that tell you that you can't do this because you've got to climb the ladder and you've got to do this and you've got to do that. Through making a conscious decision to change this way of perceiving things into a healthy, loving, and welcome equality for everything in a new world that you're creating, a new reality that you're creating. This is about excising shame through guarding your inner creative fields for true change to blossom within so that you don't allow the outside world to have any impact on what your creations are. It would be like me talking to anybody about doing these rising sign messages. This is my baby. These messages are my baby. They have been something that I have been contemplating, working out, thinking about how to do it, how to flow with it, how to work with it. And I've been thinking about it for 6 months prior to launching them. 6 months these were in my awareness. And I literally had to protect them from anything and everything outside of myself because I needed to nurture them in the way that they were meant to be nurtured so I could bring them forth in the way that I knew I was being called to do so. This is something that I'm being brought into giving to you as an awareness because this is what you're being asked to do. Don't feel ashamed of hiding your creations away until they're ready to be brought into the world. You're meant to do that. You're meant to build this beautiful thing within yourself first and then bring it forward. And if you're a projector in human design, this is the nature of how we do things. We build it and then they come. It is literally that way. Like I'm seeing Kevin Costner in my head. If you build it, they will come. And I might actually have the wrong actor because I've never seen Field of Dreams. And if you want to take the torches and pitchforks at me, go for it. That's the only part of the movie I know. And I don't recall whether it's Kevin Costner or not, but I think it is. Pretty sure it is. Anyway, now all quarter moons come with tension. This is because they're the moment in which the sun and the moon come to a square aspect, a 90-degree aspect, or a right angle. Whatever planets are traveling with or transiting near these two planets become energetically involved. This heightens the energy within our most personal of planets, tension, in our lives. Now, right is associated with the divine masculine. This means we're called to use the energies of both the sun and the moon in order to lessen the tension on our divine masculine through action or receptivity of the divine feminine energies. I know a lot of people talk about the divine feminine as being completely receptive, but she takes action too. When you take action from a divine feminine standpoint, it's literally an action that invokes awareness, or not awareness. What's the word I'm looking for? It invokes attraction. Thank you, Spirit. I mean, I was seeing like this in my third eye, like come here, come hither. That's the action she takes. She takes a come hither action. And any kind of page energy to me is always that energy. So when you're moving into this energies, you're moving in as the Knight of Pentacles with the I rune. This means you're learning how to embody this. I can do this slow pace because what I envision for myself, for my future, this vision that I have, it's going to take time to build, and I can be leisurely about it because I know the slower I go on it, the more meticulous I am about these pieces. And I know divine timing is at play, but I also know that the vision that I have seen is going to bring the utmost abundance. It's going to bring abundance that is as big as this main clock, bigger. It's going to bring everything that I know and I desire. And so you're moving from this Page of Swords. You're moving from this childlike curiosity, inspiration. And because of that, you're closing down a cycle. You're coming to this full completion within your work and home life balance so that you can literally be balanced in this Two of Cups energy. This is your divine masculine and divine feminine finally balancing out. You're no longer battling for it because you're ready to take your time, to take it slow, to move through it in the way that you're meant to move through it. And Pisces, you're the only sign that so far that I have seen doing this, and I am halfway through the zodiac right now. You're the only sign that I have seen that is literally closing this chapter now, because you understand how to work with this energy. You understand how to blend things. And you're going through this massive awakening, this massive revelation, this massive awareness, this massive dualistic revelation in your life, opening the third eye in a whole new way and realizing that this blindfold that you've been wearing has been exactly what you needed in order to truly see. So let's see what your ancestors have to say. Oh my, we literally have the card Ancestors. The card 3, they hiss a quivering so deep, only roots of your soil can lift the nakedness hidden within the vows made in silence. An ancient chill walking upon the spine. This is literally your ancestors saying, we are here, right now. We are here with you. This is what we're doing with you. We are awakening you to all that you have within. We are bringing you fully into this awareness and blending it all together. We are here with you. In waking and in sleeping times, we are here with you. We are building with you. We are letting you know that deep within your soul, there is this rooted soil and awareness that everything that you're doing, all the seeds that you were planting as this Knight of Pentacles, we are nurturing them. We are building for you. We are bringing forth for you from the spiritual realm. We are here. We are with you. I just like your ancestors are like chanting, we are here. We are with you. We are here. It's like they want you to know you're not doing this alone. Even if you feel like you're alone, you're not doing this alone. You are closing down a cycle. You're closing down a chapter, something that they have been aching and longing and begging for to be closed, but they haven't been aching and longing and begging for you. They've been aching and longing and begging at themselves. And you just heard them like hearing their calling out in the night. You heard them call out in the night and you said, I'm going to be the one. I'm going to rise up. I'm going to do this. There's this energy of Arthur pulling that sword, pulling Excalibur out of the stone and holding it high and being like, I'm going to do this for my ancestors. I will do this for my line. I will do this for my descendants. I will do this. And you're literally doing it. Holy cow. Wow. Wow. Whew, that was powerful. Holy cow, Pisces, that was powerful. Okay. Oh, I'm going to need like an hour worth of meditation after this. We have courage. Oh my gosh. Ah, I'm so excited for you guys. Receive with love and appreciation. Gracious acceptance is the way to show love. The card 34. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Literally, you guys are receiving everything. Just stand tall, be courageous, know your worth, know you're doing, like your ancestors are flooding right now. Oh my God. Oh, I'm sorry. You guys, this is so powerful. I wish that I could, I wish you could feel what I feel right now. There's literally the world is going to see this because you are the world to them. Like you are the world to your ancestors. The courage that you have shown, now they're asking you to soften. Now they're asking you to receive. They want to bring you blessings galore. Wow. Oh, we have water magic. Oh, see, this is the healing that you did. This is the water energy that you've been working with. 27 Witch, justice is coming. See? Do you see? There is this divine rebalancing. There is so much. Oh my gosh. Keep focused on your vision. Keep focused on this knowing that you have of blending these things, whatever it is that you're blending together. Know that you are doing the right thing. Know, in this moment, for all you have been through, all that you have endured, know 100% from your ancestors, from your guides, from spirit, that this worked. Whatever cleansing you did, whatever purification you did, whatever hydration you did, it worked. Justice, rebalancing, it is coming. There is so much. There is so much here that is saying, this is coming forth because you took up the sword, that no one wanted to take up. You took it up and you did this. And you weren't asked. You weren't asked. Your soul heard the crying out. And so you did it. You did it out of the goodness of who you are. And that is something that is so pure and divine and blessed. You are so pure and divine and blessed, Pisces. This was incredible. Keep your eye on the prize I just heard. You have this. You've got this. Wow. Okay. Pisces, I want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you to your guides and my guides for facilitating the connections between our energies. Thank you, Spirit, for bringing forth these messages. Thank you to the ancestors for your presence and your love and your cheering on. It's so amazing. Thank you so much. If this resonated, Pisces, please hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos and you get notified when I do upload. Down in the description box below, like I said before, I feel like you guys would really be benefited by the Mars Retrograde Guidebook. Please go check it out. It is on Amazon. And let me know down in the comment section below and let everybody else, yeah, see, confirmation. Let everybody else know down in the comment section below how you're doing, how this resonated, any insight. Really reach out to each other because you guys are on a plane all on your own and this is incredible. Actually, before I forget, we're going to do some closing messages. So thank you very much. I'm going to just clear the board. So I'm doing this backwards with you guys, but you know what? That's okay. Oh, see, I got all caught up and thought we were done. And now there's just surprises. It's kind of like you thought you were done and now there's surprises for you. We have pendulum decision. See, you made such a great decision. Seriously, these cards are literally just confirming. And look at the camera. These cards are just confirming what we just said. You made a decision and it was a very spontaneous decision to take up the sword, to take up the healing sword for your ancestors, to take up that Excalibur sword. Some of you may be very drawn to Merlin and Arthur and Arthurian times. Yeah, good luck. See, that's what it's like. You just knew within your being. You knew that this was the right thing for you to do. We have spells and alchemy on the back. You knew that you were the one that could alchemize this. You knew that you had the magic within you to do it. So you just like spontaneously did it. And that literally just shifted all of your energy into this good luck phase. It shifted all of your energy into this is who I am and this is what I'm going to do. And when you made that firm decision and made it from the heart, it spontaneously sparked something through your entire family line. I'm seeing like, you know, in cartoons where they spark the bomb and you see it go through and everything and it goes to the TNT block. I'm actually seeing a spark from that choice that you made that just like spreads through your entire family line, forward and backwards, like just everywhere. You sparked this awareness into your family line. And whether you see the results or not, I see the results. And it's literally like burning away all of the bad, burning away curses, burning away like all of this. And it wasn't necessarily a form of witchcraft. Some of you may have been doing witchcraft, but I'm not seeing that. I'm actually seeing just you made a firm decision and it was like doing an alchemical spell. As soon as you decided this is what I'm going to do, it was like sparking the fire and the awareness and the spirit within you, but within so many others. And there is such blessings in that. And again, we have that reflector energy. We have that reflection energy. You sparked something new in your life because you saw the truth of it reflected in your outside world or within yourself. Whatever it was, you saw yourself for the truth of who you are in one tiny moment that sparked something. And this is a beautiful, beautiful thing. I am so damn proud of you, Pisces. So proud of you. Sing it loud, sing it proud, share it with the world because the world is ready to learn what it's like to see with a blindfold on. All right, Pisces, thank you again so much. This is your final messages. So I will see you guys all next time. I love you all. Bye.